Hey everyone, it is Rolling with Totally Websites, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the steps needed to get your business online. We're going to talk domains, where to get them, what are the options, why are there so many options. We're going to talk about hosting, same thing, why so many options. We're going to talk about drag and drop builders. So without any further ado, let's get to it. All right, so here we are. We're going to talk about domains first. All right, there's a ton of places you can get a domain. Why do I need a domain? What is a domain? Well, everybody pretty much knows what a domain is at this point, but just in case you are unsure, essentially that is, in this case, GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy is the actual domain, so GoDaddy.com. So what happens is all of us, in order to get our business online, we need a domain name. Of some sort, and if we want to look professional, that is, of course. There are a ton of free options out there. We'll talk about those in other videos, but in this example, we're going to talk about you purchasing your own domain name, so yourbusiness.com. And how you do that is through one of these services. So in this example, we've got GoDaddy. I mean, again, there's a ton of them. There is NameSilo, Network Solutions, who I've been in this game 20 years. I know. Let's not go there. Pre.boom. Network Solutions have been around just as long, so they're definitely up there and know what they're doing. Wix, who we'll talk about a little bit later as well, but you'll see. Domain.com, another one, Namecheap. Even Google's in the game of domains. And then, of course, Anadot. So basically, all these services offer you the same thing. They offer you the opportunity to rent your name online. And yes, you heard it right, rent. This is essentially a leasing agreement. You rent this thing for a year or longer. You know, you can get up to 5 years or 10 years or whatever you'd like at whatever they charge per year. And that is the A, if you will, of your website. That name that people can type in. So in this case, again, we go to GoDaddy.com. This is where we go. That's the domain name. That's what that's all about. Now the B part is the web hosting. What is web hosting? Web hosting is essentially where your website lives online. So we have a domain name. So in this case, bluehost.com. Bluehost is the name, our domain, and that essentially leads us to this website. Well, this website is hosted. Okay, that's what this is. The hosting is what makes this visible to the world. So that's why I like to say the domain is an A and the web hosting is a B. You can't have one without the other. You know, these kind of go hand in hand. So you'll see a lot of these, again, a lot of different companies, ton of them, you know, HostGator, DreamHost, again, GoDaddy, A2, DigitalOcean, you know, and SiteGround, you know, and you'll see throughout this process and this journey, they all offer a little bit different packages, but they're pretty much all the same. You are looking for a basic shared hosting plan. You know, you don't necessarily need managed WordPress, in my opinion, unless you know what that is and you're going to go for that. But a typical shared hosting plan with a reliable company. And any one of the ones that I've recommended here or mentioned, again, it's no specific order. These are just companies that I've had experience with, along with many others. And you know, they work great for different solutions. So the thing that I want to bring to your attention is, you know, let's take a look at HostGator. So let's check out HostGator here for a second. So boom, everybody's going to offer this, hey, $275 a month. And you're like, wow, that's cheap. Well, please keep in mind that $275 a month, $375, you know, $2, whatever they're offering, 99% of the time that comes with a very long commitment. So let's take a look. Typically it's at minimum 2, if not 3 years, so 36 months and beyond. So, and here we go. So billing cycle is 36 months at that $350. So if you want to get that $350 a month, you're going to have to commit to 36 months. Now again, $350 a month for 36 months, 100 and something bucks, not a bad deal. But keep in mind, when it renews, it's going to jump to $9.95 a month. Okay, and that's where most of these places will get you, because they want you long term. Be careful of the add-ons and the upgrades. A lot of them, they sound good. Most of the time you don't need them. Okay, but here we go. So your next time that renews, you're going to be looking at about $400, $358.20, provided that plan has not gone up, for the next 36 months, because that's what it will renew you on. And that is, right now, you're going to get for $134. So $134 for 3 years, great. One of the biggest things that I have to point out during this process is when you are looking for any hosting at this point, please make sure that they offer free SSLs along with your domain, okay? Or your website rather. So, and what that is essentially, that's what makes it secure. So, you get your little lockup in the corner next to your domain. It's, it makes everybody feel secure. And quite honestly, it is, given what we've got with malware and things of that nature, you want a secure website. It's just that simple. So again, there's your hosting part. And it's not, a lot of those companies offer the exact same service. It's just a matter of finding which one that you like and want to deal with. I have opened up accounts, tried to, work in the control panels, load sites, again, test them out, see how they go. And quite honestly, within 2 days, requested a full refund because it wasn't fast enough, or it was very outdated, and it just needs to be simple, right? So that's that has happened even to myself. But I continue to purchase. I continue to try them in different ones as they come up, because I have a bunch of different sites and they all need to live somewhere. So let's give these guys a chance. So moving right along, anyways, we've got Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, and of course Shopify. And we've been Shopify partners for almost 10 years at this point, and it's been a perfect platform during that time for specific clients that do a lot of online sales volume. I think their lowest plan is like, $30-$40 a month. And that's not bad for an e-commerce business. So, but the thing that all these companies here have in common is they are essentially drag and drop on the fly editors. Okay. So you would log in, you would see almost this identical screen and say you wanted to change this text, and you would click it, double click it, and you'd be able to edit it. That's pretty cool. Very user-friendly. You'd have maybe a list of the pages, and this would be your home page. You'd click that, and this would come up, and again, you'd double-click, edit, and you're done. You hit save and update. So the other thing that you'll notice is that a lot of these companies are going to offer all of these options, okay? Maybe not the easy-to-use web builder part, but they're going to offer some sort of hosting and some sort of domain registration. The reason for that is because it's all about client acquisition, right? These guys know once they have you and you're hosting your website with them, if they can keep you happy, they can just keep it. It's constant revenue for them every month, every year, every 3 years, whatever you chose to pay for a plan. That is why these guys are starting to go a lot more inclusive. They want you to, hey, look, we'll offer you this, this, and this. You can be a one-stop shop. Well, for a lot of places, that's great. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. For your business, it may be a great fit. I've had many clients that I've said that, yes, this is a great, like I said, Shopify, we've been a partner with them for years. Does Shopify make sense for every business? Nope, absolutely not. So going in, looking at what you're offering, is your website just about a service? Does it need to sell things online? What is your end goal? Keeping that in mind, then that will help drive where you go. Again, questions on these specific questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'd love to help guide you in any way we can. Next up here, the mother of them all, in my opinion, is WordPress. I use WordPress on almost all of my projects, especially my personal projects, because I find it's just so easy. They've been around for a long time. They offer a lot of reliability. They are constantly being updated. There's a huge community that works on this, and if there are, potential hacks or loopholes that are found, the community uncovers them and they release the patch and update, and it's pushed right out. You can even set this up at this point so that if a vulnerability is found, you can say, hey, enable automatic updates, so that you don't even have to get the notification, or you get the notification that it has been updated. So what I will say to that is, if you have heavily customized your site in any way and you choose that, it may do it and then break your site. So it is, there's some give and take there. You do want to pay attention, and it's always good to just play around with those settings and look. But most of my projects I enable auto update, because so far, knock on wood, in the many years I've been doing this, there's only been a few times where it's completely taken down a site. So something to keep in mind. Google Sites. Google's in the game, of course, just like everyone else. They will offer the ability to create very basic sites, very drag and drop friendly, and it's very, very user friendly. It does take a little bit of extra configuration on certain things, DNS settings and confirming your site. But, in all, it's not too uncommon from a lot of the other options out there. So are they a good option? Sure, especially if you're doing any sort of affiliate marketing. It's a great place to just put up quick squeeze pages or lander pages, plug in maybe your opt-in form from another service. Definitely a great little resource for that. But overall, general business, yeah, you could get away with that if you just want a little simple landing page. Would it be my recommendation for most? No, because in my opinion, if you're a business and you're serious about your business, you should have some sort of expense set aside for this type of, this is your advertising, this is your business, this is a business expense. At $25 a month, for example, for your hosting and or your domain or everything, like just to keep your business online, that's not that unreasonable. Okay, so just a quick recap what that video consisted of. We talked about domain names, where to buy them, why there are so many, a little bit of the different options within, and which each one will give you over another. And remember, most of them are offering similar services, be it they're hosting with the domain, kind of a package deal. And then that leads me to our hosting providers. That's what we talked about with that. And of course, the hosting providers that we talked about, again, many, but keep in mind those little gotchas that we talked about with regards to wanting a free SSL. If not, you can purchase additionally, but they should be free at least a basic level. And keep in mind those low prices for the 3 years up front, or 2 years, or whatever the case may be, that will recap or renew rather with a much higher rate. So sure, you get your 3 years for $120. Fantastic. Hopefully within that 3-year time, you will have the ability to have your business going much stronger, and that renewal at $400 or $350 will not be as big of a deal for you. And then lastly, we talked about the drag and drop builders. The plans like Wix or Squarespace or even Shopify. These are the builders, which again, a lot of these other companies are getting into, but they offer you the ability to literally click on a page, double click in the text, and edit the text accordingly. So It makes it really, really simple at this point.